Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Quick turnaround on videos because like when I was making yesterday's video on the four women in my mind, it was like I literally didn't feel right putting it up because like I guess it's probably pretty clear in that video that I am just not a girl's girl. I'm not a girl's girl, never been, you know, even with my mom, like my own mother, like didn't understand her. Women to me are just highly illogical, and they are just so disappointing and pathetic, and very few of them, very few of them impress me. And while on one hand I do mostly watch female YouTubers, it's from a the perspective of somebody that's just like, man, you bitches are crazy, but I don't relate. Like, I am not a mass consumer, never really have been. um I'm way too conscientious of, and I've been way too conscientious for God knows how long, of environmental stuff, the ramifications of consumerism, just the even just the financial, like, ramifications of being a mass consumer. It's just, so no, Madison Sarah, no, I do not turn into her when I am in my super ego. No, 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 no. What's her name? Anders. What's her name? Helen Anderson. No, that's not what my unconscious looks like. No, I am not like her. I'm not a girl's girl. I don't dress crazy. Um, I don't find the finer things in life. You can kind of tell she knows they're treats and they're expensive, but and I don't know. It's it's it was a dumb video also in that, like, these women, who was the ESTP besides the one that I wasn't sure about, Mochi, Caitlin Ray. They're all like pretty affluent. They're well off, and I've never been that. Even when I had money in the bank, it's like I've been aware that, like, hey, like, I might feel rich because most people don't have this amount of money in the bank. Um, it's like I'm gonna need that for retirement, or it's an emergency fund. It wasn't like, oh, I've never felt rich like these women do. So, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just women. I do not have the woman brain. I do not have the woman brain. I just don't. I never have. So this is an addendum, if I use that correctly, to yesterday's video, wherein I would like to clarify that the four people in my brain are in fact male. They're all male. If you know me, you definitely have to agree that, yeah, like, yesterday's video, if they were to watch it, they would be like, no, no, no. Like, Madison Sir might be an ISTJ for sure. I'm sure of it. But that's not the ISTJ. That's not the ISTJ in your brain, Wendy. The ISTJ in your brain is James Corbett. Like, I love research. I love research. And I love truth. I love, you know, it's like I love rules, because only because, not so much the arbitrary ones like laws, but like what is the truth? What is really happening here? You know, and when you watch James Corbett, um, because he comes with the receipts, and the man has really no real bias. I mean, yes, we all have a bias. We all have a bias. Everybody has a bias. But like, the man is a Canadian man living in Japan who very clearly is doing his work out of the goodness of his heart to try and put order in this goddamn disordered world. Like, right now, everything is upside down. Doctors are murderers. Um, Murderers are heroes. Uh, Teachers are brain scramblers. Um, Heretics the are the closest. What's a heretic? Let's scratch that. Just everything is upside down right now. Everything is backwards. So James is out here doing the Lord's work by putting the truth out there to the best of his and really anybody's ability. I have not encountered a better independent journalist, short of maybe Whitney Webb, right? Like, they both, if you put those two in a room together, oh my God, like, it would be an amazing thing. Um, so yeah, I definitely like James Corbett is somebody I've been watching for years. I give him $50 every year, which isn't much, but you know, it's he's basically the only person that I give money to on a daily basis because I support him. I support his work. His influence on me is just, you know, it's amazing. His work is amazing, and that is the level that I wish to, you know, to get to. And in not many ways, because I don't go into my superego that much, you know, especially as of late, but like when I um was fired from my cannabis job a few years ago, I what I did was I went on my podcast, which is still out there. You could find this podcast if you wanted, and I recited, I don't know how many points, probably about 13 or so. I really can't remember the number, but I made a X number of points about why the cannabis industry is terrible, why I will never smoke cannabis again, why you shouldn't. I think that's what it's called. It's like X number of reasons why you shouldn't work in cannabis. Like, Super Ego came out because it was time to burn down this huge part of my life. I had been working there for 2.5 years. I had been smoking cannabis for 14. Like, that was a big Wendy four, you know, what that was Wendy 4.0. I don't know. And it was burnt down to the ground with that podcast, with that firing. And I love it because I could look back at, I could listen back to that podcast, and or many people could listen to that podcast and they would be informed of the truth of cannabis in a way that is orderly, where you could check out each point and see if it was true. And yes, it's true. It's fucking true. Anyway, so who is my unconscious? Who's the unconscious man in my brain? It is Michael Scott of The Office. I have caught myself, uh, you know, in Michael Scott mode, mostly at work, but it's anytime that shit's going wrong. Shit's a little stressful. People are kind of freaking out. Uh, I love to make jokes when things are stressful, when things are going bad. It's so, like, because it, you know, if it's a bad customer, it turns them around. You know, like, I've worked enough with people to know that, you know, if somebody's having a bad day, if somebody's razzing you, an employee, it's like, it's not really about you, the employee. They're having a bad day. Like, they just learned that the mole on their neck is not good. It's not benign, right? Um, Something personal in their life is on fire and they're taking it out on you. I get it. I fucking get it. Like, I get it. So yeah, Michael Scott mode is so much fun. Oh my God. It's so much fun. I love that when I'm stressed out, for the most part, I'm not sweating it too hard. Uh and sometimes that's kind of not good because I could be a little bit more proactive like about things sometimes. But I don't know, then my NI kind of acts up and it's like God gots it, which leads me to my NI. My NI would have to be uh it'd have to be Jesus. Like I don't know. I don't know much about that man. I don't know much about his life, blah blah blah. I don't know much about the Bible. But I I just feel very much like God is with me. God loves me and I work for him, and as long as I keep trying, he's going to make things happen for me. Like he has so many times before. Like there's so many instances in my life, in my past, where it was like, that is God right there. That's fucking God. The most recent one I actually told you guys about, my appendix blew up. I went to the ER 3 fucking times. Um like the initial one when the appendix was taken out, that was like a 4-day visit. Guess how much I paid for these 3 visits and a walk-in clinic visit in between, like number 2 and 3? $0. Zero fucking dollars. Like, what's happening right now in the goddamn uh, news, right? The Mangione Health. I had United Healthcare. They took full care of me. Like, it's such a weird place to be in right now because of that. Like, I fucking love United Healthcare. They fucking did me so good. Not the hospital, but United, yes. And there's a lot. I have been so blessed in my life. Like, oh my God. Even, I mean, it's not stopped. My life is still so fucking good. And it's that knowing, that remembering of that clarity of my road, of what it's been. Yeah, sure, there's been some fucking dark times, there's been some fucking muddy assholes I've had to trudge through, but for the most part, like, I really need to remember that it's hard for me to even forget how fucking blessed I am. Like, it's really really fucking hard, especially now, like in this present moment. Like, I'm in a room that's dedicated to my extracurricular activities, right? Like, there's my jewelry, here's my shoes, here's my coats, here's my purses, here's all art supplies, I and right here's a big fucking cabinet, supplements. Like, I am very 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 fucking blessed, and I do feel like my purpose on this earth is to help people whenever and wherever I can. And I definitely feel good about knowing knowing that I know what the real issues are. Like, sure, we always have the basics of like, hey man, we all got to treat each other with respect and stuff like that. Love and peace, peace and love. But, you know, like with ISTJ superego, I have I feel that I know what the real issues are. Like, I'm not obsessed with politics because I know politics are kind of a front for all the backdoor deals and backdoor agreements and backdoor government that's truly happening and dictating the quality of our life here in America and abroad. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I work for God. I love God. Uh, and I just, you know, feel blessed, and sometimes my faith is tested because I go, especially like with employment, through I don't know, I've gone through it. In my personal opinion, I've gone through it in my employment life, and I would just like to, because you get that much security when you have a fucking job, right? Like, but at the same time, the the truth of the matter is, I have been so taken care of in the past in my life for so fucking long that I'm in the best place possible, right? I have a wonderful fucking man who takes care of me. I have money saved in the bank. I have no fucking bills at all, no fucking overhead. I don't even have a pet, you know. I just there's no I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place. God loves me. I love God. I work for God. I will continue to put my faith in God, in a way that doesn't involve the church, doesn't involve, um, I don't know, reciting scripture. I don't know what else to say about that. And then so that was it. Oh, lastly, my subconscious. Oh God, it's Tim Dillon. It's Tim fucking Dillon. At this point in my life, it's Tim Dillon. Like I feel like my YouTube channels kind of my YouTube uploads kind of show that, like, same kind of vibe where it's like, hey man, we're just fucking talking, we're fucking yelling, we're saying some fucking crazy shit, we're saying some stuff that's wrong. There's no point in uh telling us, hey, you're wrong about this or blah blah blah, because it doesn't fucking matter. We're just out here screaming into the void, and you're watching, and we're trying as best as we fucking bro can. Like, it's just it's craziness. It's kind of missing the point because we're kind of fucking idiots. But like, it's entertaining, I think. um so yeah, that's, and that is the part of my brain where, because how you feel about, I think how a lot of people feel about my channel is how I feel about Tim Dillon, where it's like, bro, you're missing the point, or bro, that's wrong. Like I said, it's like, so I will upgrade the ESTP in my head one day, God willing, because I do feel like ultimately, while I am very very content in my life, because I have all the creature comforts around me, and I'm in the best relationship I fucking have ever been in and know of. Um, you know, it is very, I think it's kind of common knowledge that for INFJs, it's very important for us to produce, which is why I keep saying that I need to bring my sewing machine from my previous residence here, because I think when that happens, and or I start working out, like, you guys are going to see there's going to be an incredible shift in my vibe, because I will have started to produce, sewn goods. Or if I work out, I'm going to start seeing, because right now I have no fucking definition in my body at all. Like, it's very sad. But it's not the worst, but it's not, there's nothing to see, so there's nothing to be proud of, and I don't have a job, so I'm not bringing home money. I'm not able to, even if it was like something where I got to dress how I wanted, wear the shoes I wanted, I can't, so I'm wearing oftentimes really really just basic clothing. I'll wear a shirt like 2-3 times. I do the sniff test. It's like it takes 2 to 3 days for me to actually do enough to make my clothes smell faintly so I can wash them. It's like, I don't know, I need more purpose in my life, and I'm working on it, but I'm not there. So, hence why I'm fucking uploading like every day or so. I've had this shirt for since I was about 16. So this shirt is very, very, very fucking old. But I love it, and it's comfy, and it's uh just, I have stuff to do, like, with outside, so if it gets dirty, it doesn't fucking matter because it's fucking 20 something years old. So yeah, those are the real four people in my head. They're guys. There's not a girl in my head. There's really not. I wish sometimes, I wish, like Madison Sarah is so fucking beautiful. I love her style. But yeah, no, we're not, I'm never gonna be like that, even if I'm in a constant state of burn down mode. Like, no, I'm never gonna be that fucking disciplined. I'm never gonna be that preoccupied with how I look, like, ever. ENFP women, Anders, in my comments, Gnostic, it said yum, something yum girl. There's a yum girl. What's her name? I can't remember. I'm never gonna get like that. I'm never gonna be so out in the world, making a spectacle of myself, touching people. Like, that's never gonna be me. Um, who's the other one? ESTP. Yeah, Caitlin Ray. I'm never ever gonna be that much out in the world, experiencing stuff. Um, no, no, no. Like, the men that I just, the four men that I just, said are much more indicative of what my self is really built like. So anyway, thanks for letting me clear that up. I fucking had to. I fucking had to. Like, I wish. Not really. Not really. I don't want to be any more womanly than I already am. I'm pretty womanly. I cry sometimes, very rarely, but I do. Things can make me choke up. I have a ton of chapsticks. I have about 6 lipsticks. I have a small perfume collection. There's about 5 there. Um, here's my coats. There's my purses. I fucking never use the purses. I stopped buying them because I'm like, bitch, you don't fucking use them. And if you do, it's one. And that's just to make sure it can get dirty. Here's my shoes. I hardly wear them, like, well, actually, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, right now I'm not in a place where I can express myself, and I've never really have been. But I'm done. I'm done. All these shoes were from the thrift store. I mean, all this stuff was from the thrift store. None of this shit was new. So I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and again, letting me clarify that the 4 voices in my head have penises and not vaginas. But I have a vagina. So bye.